How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Ruffled Reality and welcome back to another video. Today guys, we're going to be counting down the top 5 games that were banned by Nintendo and Game Freak. Now these games are all Pokemon games and they're ROM hacks as well as fan games and also MMOs that were banned by Nintendo to, they couldn't continue any more operation. They had to, quit their games, stop making them, no more real progress made, and they had to remove all the links and usually take down the websites. And we're going to be starting this off with number 5. Before we go there guys, do remember, some of these are still available. Some of these ones on the list are still going to be available for download, but others won't because they have been fully just deleted from the internet. They are impossible to find. So I hope you guys are ready for it, and let's get right into number 5. Number 5. So at the 5th place we have ourselves none other than Pokemon Net or PokeNet, which was a online Pokemon MMORPG, which if you don't know what that is, a MMORPG is essentially, if you ever played World of Warcraft or if you know what World of Warcraft is, that is an MMORPG. It's a multiplayer, mass multiplayer online, game where just a ton of people get together and play. And this actually came to fruition through a group of people, just a group of fans of Pokemon that decided, you know what, Nintendo and Game Freak are not giving us one of these sort of games. They're not giving us an MMO, which would really be cool because we want to explore the world of Pokemon together. They're not giving it to us, so let's make our own, and that's what they went for. They actually made their own Poke MMO, or Pokemon MMO rather, and it really turned out decently. The game had over 7,000 consistent members, it was getting tons of hours of play, and it was doing really well until Nintendo got the whim of it. As soon as Nintendo knew that this was happening and that this existed, they instantly sent a DMCA claim and said, or rather DMCA takedown notice, and said, yo, this has got to go, you got to delete this, we don't want this on the internet anymore, your server's got to go down, and this game has got to be shut down. And unfortunately they did have to shut it down, but luckily though, if you do not have, PokeNet to play anymore, or if it, if you just know that it's gone and you used to play it a long time ago, don't worry, there is stuff like Pokemon Revolution Online, as well as Poke MMO that still exist, which you guys can go and check out. They're definitely worth your try, because they're online Pokemon games where you can enjoy a giant world, an MMORPG world, with your friends and play Pokemon together with them in this giant Pokemon, universe, which really is awesome. So do definitely go check out, Poke MMO, Pokemon Revolution Online, and such games. Either way, let's go to the next one on the list, lads. Number 4. Now, next up is going to be Pokemon Brown. Now, Pokemon Brown was actually a ROM hack of Pokemon Red, the original Pokemon Red. And what this game did was it extended upon, what the features of Red were. It worked on what Red had, and it, added more things to it, more Pokemon, more areas, new world, and it just created this giant new, essentially region and whatnot. And that's what Pokemon Brown was really cool for. It had those old school, really beautiful graphics of Pokemon Red, but with this giant new world and new things going on. And so through that they made a giant leap into the community, and a lot of people didn't know about Pokemon Brown and such games made by these guys that were working on it. And what happened though was Nintendo got a whim of it. Nintendo knew that this was happening, and they decided to strike them as well. And once they struck them down, their official website had to be closed down, which they were posting on. The site where they were, posting information about Pokemon Brown as well as other games they're working on had to be shut down. And it was very unfortunate because Pokemon Brown was a pretty good-looking game. Now, this happened really further into the future because Pokemon Brown is a pretty old ROM hack, but it did happen, over a course of time, which is still sad because they were working on other games, and I'm going to be talking about that soon. But Pokemon Brown was actually taken down as well as some other games on their website. But that's about it for that one, lads. Let's go to the next one on the list. Number 3. Now, coming up next is going to be Pokemon EVOS, and I've already talked about this game before. If you guys do not know this, I actually made a video about Pokemon EVOS, and I posted it on my channel, and you guys can probably find it somewhere. It's called a banned Pokemon game, or playing a banned Pokemon game, so if you guys want to check that out, please do. Now, this game is a bit of a smaller one that not as many people know about, but this game actually had one of the coolest combat systems I've ever seen, and that's why I personally loved it. But unfortunately, the developer had to stop working on it, even though he'd spent so much time working on it. It was such a unique game, by the way, as well. It was so unique. The combat was different. The movement was different. It wasn't a ROM hack. It wasn't a fan game. It was just like this weird creation that he made through I'm pretty sure Java or something like that, or like Adobe, and it was so weird, such a awkwardly made game, but it was so well done though, and I was just so sad to see that it wasn't completed, and it couldn't be completed because of the fact that it was shut down. Now, about this game though, it is currently unavailable to be found online compared to something like Pokemon Brown, which you can still find Pokemon Brown online and download it, but Pokemon EVOS cannot be found anymore. It is very, very hard unless you get in touch with the developer or something like that, and he can maybe slide you a link, you know, secretly. But overall though, it is impossible to really find it online. If you do manage to find it, that's awesome, but I personally have the you know, file or whatever, but I am not allowed to share it because of the person who originally gave it to me. I was told not to share it, so I'm sorry about that, guys. But overall though, this game definitely did deserve to get completed, and I'm so sad that it didn't get, because it had the coolest combat I've ever seen in a Pokemon RPG. Either way, let's go to the next one on the list, lads. Number 2. Now, coming up next is going to be Pokemon Prism. Oh yes, if you guys do not remember this, Pokemon Prism was the game that was in development for 9 years. Oh yes, 9 years of development, and was shut down. Now, the guys who made Pokemon Brown also made Pokemon Prism, so when they shut down the site for Pokemon Prism, they also shut down Brown and also Raijon Adventures. They shut down all those 3 games that they were working on at the same time through their website. So if you do not know about this, it was a pretty big takedown by Nintendo pretty much last year or something like that. They did take on a bunch of these fan games, and Pokemon Prism was one of them, and oh god, it is so sad to see that happen, because Prism was definitely just 100% a great freaking game. It was truly just nice, and it was well made, and I think it definitely, you know, would have been nice if we could have seen more from this developer, because these guys were really good at making these fan games, and it's so unfortunate that it had to be shut down just as it was reaching its, like, you know, final point, because the game was essentially finished. I think it was 1 patch away from having the final finished version, so it's very sad to see that happen, but what can you do? It's Nintendo's choice and the Pokemon company's choice to shut down games when they feel like it, because it is their property and they do own it. Either way, let's go to number 1 on this list, lads. Number 1. And coming in at the number 1 spot, of course, is going to be Pokemon Uranium, which was in the works for about 8 years or so, and was shut down just as it got finished. Now, I do not know if the final version did get fully released. I'm pretty sure it did get fully released, but it did get shut down by Nintendo, and it was really sad to see it go, because it had been in works for, 8 years or so, and it was just a super well-made game. It was truly just a shining game. And what happened though was they had to get shut, like, all of their stuff got shut down. Their website, all their resources had to be, taken down, all that stuff, the download links, all that had to just go. They were not allowed to be kept up on the internet, and Nintendo wanted to be fully removed. So that happened. Unfortunately, maybe we couldn't have seen that last, parts of what extra feature they could have added. That will just always remain in history, whatever, and it'll always remain there, as a reminder that, sometimes things aren't gonna, go as you assume, and this is what we got here. Uranium didn't get, I don't think it got full. I think it did get fully finished, but I think there was like another patch that was supposed to be added for bug fixes or whatnot. But overall though, Uranium was a great game in my opinion. I know a lot of people did not like it. I personally did enjoy it, and I do think the game definitely would have deserved to have more time instead of getting shut down the moment it went like online as a release, because I remember Nintendo really was freaking out when Uranium got out, because they're releasing this huge game around the same time you are announcing your own official games, and this random fan game is really well done as well. It wasn't a bad game, it was super well done. So they decided, hey, they're stealing our intellectual property, they're using our name, let's shut them down, and that's what happened. But that's about it for this video, lads. I hope you did enjoy. If there are any games I have missed, any fan games, any ROM hacks, any MMOs and whatnot that I have missed, please let me know. I know there are a few like 3D games of Pokemon that have been shut down from before, but I want to know your guys' opinion and if there is any out there that I have missed. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I will catch you all in the next top 5, and thank you so much for watching, and bye bye.